Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Dayspring Discussions. I'm your host Sean McGahee, and this is a show where we talk about movies, TV, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books. If you geek out about it, we're going to talk about it. You can listen to Dayspring Discussions on iTunes, YouTube, Podomatic, Patreon, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever, guys. While you're there, go and rate, review, subscribe, then head on over to the Facebook group and Twitter account and join in the discussion. Well, hello everyone. It is a sunny and hot Wednesday here in Austin, Texas. Hope you guys are enjoying your week. It's been not so bad so far here. You know, like I said, the temperature is just starting to crank up into the 90s here. So it's becoming one of those things where really can't go outside unless you plan on cooling off, in my opinion. Luckily, our trampoline in the backyard got a little sprinkler thing that goes around the top. So my daughter and I have been jumping on the trampoline, getting wet, staying cool that way. Our neighborhood pool, not quite ready yet, mainly because of construction, but also, of course, with restrictions, social distancing thing, all that jazz going on there. But hope you guys are enjoying your week and hope you're staying cool. Today's show, I gotta admit, I was going to talk about the pilot episode of Stargirl. It premiered on DC Universe on Monday. Yesterday, CW showed the episode. I was going to talk about that, but before I got a chance to, something a little more interesting came up, and I'm pretty sure you know what it is. So earlier this week, the last couple days, there have been rumblings once again about the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. This has been going on for a long time, guys. It seems like forever. Hashtag release the Snyder cut. Now, going back a little history, for those of you who don't know, Zack Snyder had this whole 5-movie plan when he was hired on, starting off with Man of Steel at Warner Brothers. He was going to do a Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, 2 Justice League movies, and then a Man of Steel 2 is kind of what he envisioned for this grand scale plan of his. He did Man of Steel, mixed reviews. He did Batman v Superman, for the most part, not that loved. At that time, they were already into Justice League, which was supposed to be Warner Brothers and DC's answer to the Avengers. I'm going to say I don't know exactly the series of events going on here, just what things that I heard or remember. So if this isn't accurate, of course, I'm sorry. But Zack Snyder and his wife Deborah, who's also a producer, lost their daughter tragically. So they left the project for a little while, or production was halted, I believe. They came back and then they left again, and Joss Whedon took over. Now, it's said that at first they left because, dealing with the daughter's death is something very tragic and horrible, and they needed more time, which is understandable. So Warner Brothers brought Joss Whedon, the man who directed Avengers, in to finish the project. And later on, it was said that Warner Brothers perhaps fired Zack Snyder because of the reception of Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, and they wanted Justice League to do better. So they brought in, of course, like I said, the Avengers guy, Joss Whedon, and Justice League came out, and it wasn't, well received, much like Man of Steel and Batman v Superman was. Didn't make, what the studio wanted it to. So really everyone was unhappy with it. And ever since then, some fans have been crying to release the Snyder Cut because as time has gone on, Zack Snyder himself has been stirring the pot by releasing stuff on social media about scenes or pictures about, stuff that wasn't used in the theatrical cut. And also as far as, we learned story points that were going to happen in his release as well too. And he even invited cast members like Jason Momoa over to watch the cut of the film that he had originally intended, that, was cut together, filmed, but was never finished as far as sound mixing, visual effects, score, stuff like that. And some fans, for years now, have been asking to release the Snyder Cut. Well, today they finally got their wish, because in a watch along with Zack Snyder and his wife Deborah to Man of Steel. He announced that he and Warner Brothers have reached an agreement, and Warner Brothers is going to sink the money that Zack Snyder needs into the film to finish the visual effects, the sound, the score, whatever. I heard reshoots perhaps as well are going to be in there to bring the Snyder Cut to Warner Brothers' new streaming service, HBO Max, in 2021. Now, I myself have a lot of mixed feelings about this because as a big Superman fan, I'm sitting here actually drinking out of my Superman mug that I got at Six Flags, actually, or I got as a Christmas gift that was at Six Flags. But I'm a big Superman fan. I didn't like Man of Steel. I mean, there are things I liked about it. I liked Henry Cavill as Superman. I liked the new suit. I did have a lot of story objections to go along with that. Some of the choices that David Goyer and Zack Snyder made as far as character things, I could go into that, but that will go on a long time, and I'm trying to keep it as short as I possibly can. But I like things about it, but for the most part, I don't like it. And every once in a while, I will go back and I will try to watch Man of Steel, and I just can't get into it. I'm sorry, guys, I just can't. Batman v Superman, again, I go to watch it, and by the time Doomsday shows up at the end, I got my head down in my hands, just praying that this movie just ends, because it was, ugh. But then, the ultimate cut of Batman v Superman comes out, and it's got an additional 30 minutes of the movie. Not only 30 minutes, it's, stuff of Clark Kent, Superman, and you can see that the studio pretty much wanted to make a Batman movie because all the Batman stuff was still in there. None of that was cut, but it was all the Clark Kent stuff. And again, another subject for another time. But what that did was say, hey, if this is the ultimate cut, if this is the vision of this film that Zack Snyder wanted, I didn't love Man of Steel, but I'd be real interested to see what, he wanted to do with the rest of the Justice League movie, the film he wanted to make. And the more I heard about the story, I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to see that. But the numbers just didn't add up, okay? Because Justice League, because of its reshoots and production, cost over $300 million to make. You sink another $200 million maybe into marketing. The film made $650 million, I think, something like that. The numbers just didn't add up. To finish the Snyder Cut, you would have had to put more money into this film, and I didn't see an upside to doing that for Warner Brothers. Now, here we are, Wednesday, May 20th, 2020, and apparently Warner Brothers thinks there is an upside to it. Of course, they're thinking that, by them doing this, by putting the extra millions of dollars into it, it will get more people to subscribe to their streaming service, HBO Max, which, lo and behold, I'm already pre-signed up for, so I'm waiting for next week when it comes out. But they're hoping this will help, attract more people to it. And honestly, I don't see that because I don't think there was anyone who wasn't going to sign up for HBO Max, but now decides they are because the Snyder Cut is being released. Now, it's also said that they're not sure if they're going to release it all at once or in parts because it's a 4-hour cut of the film. So, they could do it in like episodic parts. Honestly, if we've learned anything from Disney Plus, the best way is to do episodic because Mandalorian on Disney Plus, people constantly tuned into that week after week. Same thing with Game of Thrones. Netflix has their whole, let's drop the whole season all at once, and you'll get people talking for a couple of days. But if you give people an episode every week, they'll talk about it for months. Okay? So the smart thing would be to do it episodically, half hour to an hour every week. And a 4-hour cut of a movie, that's going to be a lot for people to digest in one sitting as well. So it makes sense. Give me, 4 1-hour cuts would be great. I could totally see that. But again, I don't see the financial positivity of, putting the extra money into this film. Because if you're going to put $20 to $30 million into the film, where's your profit? What are you trying to say by, sinking that much more money? Are you thinking you're going to get 50 to 60 million dollars back on your investment? How? It's going to be on a streaming service that's charging $12 to $15 per member. You're not going to get that many more memberships out of, releasing this online. Not especially in an age where people share accounts and, pirating, hello, if someone wants to see something, they can find it for free. But my biggest concern with all of this is the fact that it's actually happening after years of fans demanding it happen, right? They demanded it happen, okay? You have to do it. You have to listen to us, right? You have to do it. Well, here's the problem with that. There's a little term going back, many, many, many decades. Never negotiate with terrorists, okay? And today's terrorists are online, a mob mentality that has stewed on the social media sites, mainly Twitter. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and Twitter's the worst. Twitter sometimes I just can't handle because there are people on there that are just, rude for the sake of being rude, that their opinion is the only one that matters, and if you don't agree with them, you're a fucking idiot and you deserve to rot in hell. And again, I say, I'm excited to see the Snyder Cut, okay? I'm excited to see, the vision of what Zack Snyder had after watching Batman v Superman: The Ultimate Cut and what he wanted and where he was going with it. I'm excited to see it. But after years of people demanding it happen, and now it's actually happening, all those fanboys are going to take credit for it, and the mob is only going to get worse, okay? I literally saw someone on Twitter say, quote, "Now let's fix Star Wars." You see what I mean? You see what's happening? You gave in to the terrorists, and now there's going to be more terrorists. And again, I'm trying to, emphasize, I'm excited for this. I want to see this. But the repercussions of doing this, Warner Brothers has just opened the gates for a flood of people patting themselves on the back and saying, great, now let's find something else we don't like and let's get the other studio to change it, until somebody tries to do something that you don't like, right? Well, that's what happens, okay? I'm not a big fan of, the Star Wars prequels or even The Rise of Skywalker. A lot of people don't like The Last Jedi, but it is what it is. Right? It's just how it is. And if you have these people signing petitions to replace The Last Jedi, if you give into that, you might as well let them just run your studio. You might as well just, give them the keys of the kingdom and say, forget it. You know what? You go ahead and we'll make the movies that you want to make. Problem is, everyone's got their own goddamn opinion about what they want. And to throw another old phrase in with you, a coach who listens to the fans is destined to be sitting with them next week. Okay? There's a reason these people are running the studios. There's a reason these directors are directing these movies, these writers, all that stuff. These are people who have proven themselves, for the most part, to be competent in what they do. Much more competent than a guy like me or some other Yahoo sitting behind the computer bitching about how we don't like a movie and how the movie should be better. And I'm not even saying for people to listen to me, okay? I have my own opinions about, what went wrong with Justice League or what went wrong with The Rise of Skywalker or Venom or whatever film I don't like, I'm just saying we're treading on dangerous territory when studios are giving in to fan demands. And by that, they gain nothing from this financially, okay? It's showbiz, not show friends, okay? And unless they plan on releasing this back into theaters to try to get some money on it, which is going to cost them even more money, releasing it on home video, which the home video market is dead anyway, so, not going to make any money there. I just don't see why dumping another $20 to $30 million into this film is going to make financial sense. from a creative perspective, from a fan perspective, again, I try to emphasize here, yay! But as the wisdom of Warner Brothers Studios or Time Warner, I'm like, that was dumb. You know, I just don't get it. I don't get it, and I can't wait to see this thing as a fan, which is great. But they've already got my money. They've already got everyone else's money too. You know what? I really want to see how this goes down. I really want to see. And honestly, I'm more anxious to see what people think of Zack Snyder's cut. I have no doubt it will probably be better than the theatrical cut. But I know there are going to be those people out there that are not going to like it too. There are those people that demanded this movie for years that are not going to like it. And then those people can go out and demand another cut of the movie, right? And I will say I am super excited to get rid of that goddamn CGI covered up skin lip on top of Henry Cavill. Oh God, man! Why? Whose idea was that? I mean, yes, you had to go back and reshoot the film, and Henry Cavill couldn't shave off the mustache. Okay, wait till Mission Impossible was done. Okay, there's a story that the Warner Brothers studio wanted his bonus for that year, so that's why he pushed the film even more to finish, and had that little mustache covered up. It was horrible. Oh God, that was half the movie and it was the first shot of the movie. That seeing him with that CGI covered up lip is the first shot of the movie. Oh man, whose fucking dumb idea was that? Oh my God. Like I said, it's a mixed bag of emotions here. And just to kind of, try to wrap it up or top this all off, again, I don't see the point of it. I'm excited for it, but I don't see the gain for it, especially since I feel like Warner Brothers has moved past this. You have Wonder Woman 84 coming out. Aquaman was a success. Shazam was, the biggest thing for me was, they brought in Superman at the end, but they don't show his face. Why? I mean, I don't understand that mentality, because at the time, I think they weren't sure about the future of Superman and Henry Cavill as Superman, which I still don't believe Cavill's coming back, honestly. Batman's been recast. We're getting totally different Batman. What do we got? We got New Gods coming. All this other thing that is not in the continuity, that does not connect to Justice League. So I feel like Warner Brothers has moved past this. I'm just confounded. I mean, I'm, again, excited to see it. I want to see it. Everything I've heard about the story, of photos, of clips, makes me want to see what Zack Snyder's vision was for this film, and it's great, but I don't see the financial benefit of it. I don't see how it benefits Warner Brothers to do this out of good faith. What money are they going to make? That's not how you run a business. Okay, I'm getting lost in my train of thoughts here, so I'm going to skip out, guys. Of course, I want to hear what you have to say. Fire back, of course, on the comments section. Of course, you can always hit up Facebook group or Twitter account. It's there, dayspringdiscussions@gmail.com. That is there as well, and that is it for me today, guys. I plan on doing still a Stargirl review at some point. If I don't talk about it either this week, about the first episode, I might wait and just do the first 2 episodes next week. We'll see how that goes, but I want to know what you think. I'll leave you, of course, like I said, summarizing. I'm excited for it, but I don't see how this is a smart decision financially for Warner Brothers. I don't see what they can benefit from it. So, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. No doubt about that. So that's it, guys. Go out, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, and until next time, may the Force be with us all.